Yo runners, what's going on? Welcome back to Streaming from Shiloh. This is Graham. I'm streaming the final round, round 5 of, what is this? The Stimhack Online Cash Refresh Tournament number 4. This is the 4th season of this tournament. My opponent today is underscore bald, which is just the best username, right? We're on some pretty fun and interesting decks, so I understand it. I actually don't know what he is running. And I'm going to get this game up for you here in just a second. As soon as I remember what the password is for our game. Oops. Hold on. I got this. Alrighty. How do I switch this over? What am I doing? So Bald is on. He's 3 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time, and I am 6 hours behind Greenwich Mean Time. So it is the evening for him, but it is high noon for me, which I guess is fun. But anyway, I slept in today, so I feel like I just woke up, which is not true. I've been awake for a couple hours, but you know, it just feels different. Oh, nice. Yeah, Bald's just made an open game for spectators so that people can watch, which is so great. So my Reina deck is just running some of the like D-Res stuff that's in the core set. I think I've got 2 forced activation orders and 2 emergency shutdowns. So trying to maximize that Reina ID potential. I'm also running Yusuf instead of, I guess, Berserker would be my other option, or Morningstar. Do I want to keep this? There's no money. This is so bad. But it does have an early mining accident. I mean, this isn't even going to matter because it's against freaking PE. Oh, gee dang it. Yeah, I'll keep this. It's fine. It's fine. I'll find money soon enough, right? I am keen on getting a mining accident off pretty early so that I have some bad pub for trashing his inevitable pad campaigns and stuff. And I find that they're pretty easy to play early on. Money in this deck has not been too much of an issue. I'm on, what's it called? Order and Chaos, which gives me Virus Breeding Ground, and then I don't get Dirty Laundry or daily casts, but I do get Day Job. Is that good? Alright, well, I don't love this. Let's run HQ. Let's hope that there's no snares. Not a snare. Not a snare. Gene Splicer. Yes. Mining accident. I'll play it. We'll see what he does. Taking the bad pub. Let's play. I need money. I need money real bad. And then I'm going to click for a credit. And I'm going to ditch. Oh. Virus Breeding Ground, I guess. I was going to keep that, but maybe I shouldn't have played the I've Had Worse yet. Maybe I should have just clicked for some credits, but you know, what can you do? Also, it's worth pointing out that neither of us are anywhere near the competitive tables, so the level of nonchalantness that may or may not be happening in this game should not be forgotten. So I saw that he's on Gene Splicer. He probably also has some of these other new Jinteki cards that have been coming out. I'm guessing genotyping to recur, traps. He could have Maganga or Amor, I guess, is the name of that card. I don't know. I'm going to draw. Let's, man, I really don't want to lose any of these cards. This is bad. I play an Imp, and let's run HQ. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, so I got House of Knives out of the deal, which is great. But the bad news is that I lost one of my Mimics, which is not great. If I were a better player, I'd probably like set up more and like try to do cool stuff, but I'm not. Here's the thing, I'm not a better player, so his hand doesn't matter right now. So we're going to try to click to draw up here. Ooh, got some Yusufs. And I'm going to slam down this data folding, which is what I have instead of, what's it called? Daily casts. Slam down a Mimic. Let's draw. Let's run server 1. So if it's a June Bug, I don't die. If it's a Gene Splicer, I also don't die. He's not even going to res, though. Yeah, whatever. It's a Gene Splicer! Trash it. And last click, let's draw. Alrighty. So I got some memory with Progenitor, which is cool because I can install that Yusuf. Stop double advancing stuff in there. What is your life? Alright, let's draw. Progenitor. I can't afford to lose the Yusuf, so we're going to jam that down, and then I'll throw that on this orange. He draws, he plays Beanstalk, so this is possibly some kind of trap. He's got 2 Splicers in the bin, so I don't think it's one of those. It could be an NGO front. Let's draw up with this guy. I want to know what this ice is, so we're going to play Forged Activation Orders on this remote ice. Swordsman, yeah, so that's not super strong. Let's draw, and then, oh man, if that's a snare in his hand though, then I'm like not in a great place. So I would love to run his hand and trash another thing with Imp, but what can you do? What do you think that upgrade is in R&D? I'm going to say it's a Hokusai grid, because you do get one of those in Cash Refresh. It could also be that one random upgrade from Blood and Water that lets you like draw, like click to draw, but you get to like look at the top 3 cards and rearrange them or something. Seems like you would have already rezzed it though. Let's see, there's no Prysac. It's gotta be a Hokusai, right? Let's click to draw. There's a bunch of money cards in my hand, I tell you what. Let's see what you're working with in HQ. It's probably a code gate. It's a Maganga. We're going to play a Psy game. And, ooh, there's a roll a d6 option now, which is pretty fun. I got a bad pub, right? So I'll bid one. 2 net damage. That's fine. I don't want to play all these money cards anyway because I want to keep them for... Oh, no! Boo! Oh, man. You know what? Sometimes the snares are going to get you, and that's okay. I probably could have been a lot more careful, but, you know, I wasn't. But I've been running really, really recklessly. I don't know if you happened to watch my last video, but I was just, like, literally trying to skewer myself on their defenses. It was madness. Madness, I say. Let's see what he has to say here. I did get a Yusuf counter, though. I don't know why. In my head, I kept envisioning everything was a Himitsu Bako, which is, like, literally the worst thing that you should be predicting, because there's no penalty for hitting a Himitsu Bako. So, like, why? Why did I assume that that was it? I will say that dying via snare is probably one of the more fun ways to die, because everything that's face down is a snare. Oh man, it's fun. It's probably the most fun way to die, if that's a thing. So yeah, we're gonna switch sides here, but I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee first. Yeah, so you guys are going to sit tight. Or if you're watching this not live stream, you can fast forward approximately 1 minute to the next match. It's amazing. It's amazing, the technology. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm playing Cider. Cider Industries? Cider Factories? I forget what it's called. It's the thing where when you lose a click, you got to put a card back into your deck. This is not enough money, so I will mulligan that. He's on Chaos Theory. Interesting. So I'm looking at these IPOs and I want to get up that money here pretty soon. I also want to prevent a first turn indexing because you do get 2 of those in Cash Refresh. So I'm going to put an ice over R&D, which sidebar Tapestry is pretty effective against indexing, especially in this format where you just don't have a ton of money. It's just very expensive to break. We're going to install the Maryland and then click for credit so that next turn I'll still be at 6 and I can go credit, IPO. Yeah, so the trick with Cider is basically you want to make them lose clicks. It makes your Bioroids a little bit less, what's the term? Less porous, I suppose, which is cool. Ooh, do I? No, I got a credit IPO. I could have played this Maryland campaign to get the drip going more, but I'm afraid of having to res this ice and then it being like multiple turns before I can actually play the IPOs. So I want to get up that money fast. So I'll just hold on to the Maryland campaign for now. Yeah, so one of the tricks with Cider is that you... Oh, you trashed my Ash. Maybe I'll get that back later. Is that you can use stuff like Mason Bellamy to force them to lose clicks, which is cool. But... they can also just counterplay that by... Ooh, I'm going to say... So, sorry, let me finish this thought. You can counterplay as the runner by running last click to get around Mason Bellamy. So to punish them for running on last click or spending all their clicks during a run, I have 2 Data Ravens and a Turnpike in here so that they will be tagged on their turn. And then I also have a 1 of C-Source. And then I think I just a couple closed accounts. There's not great tag punishment. I could have put in the All-Seeing Eye, but, you know, quite frankly, there's not a ton of permanent resources that are in this format right now. So All-Seeing Eye is, like, not very effective. Alright, so let's click to draw. Damn. Let's click to draw again. I could have had my turn be draw the Ikawa, and then play the Maryland campaign, and then play the IPO. But then he's got a 1 in 3 chance of hitting an agenda. So instead, I drew twice to dilute my hand a little bit for that Ikawa project. If he steals the Ikawa, I get my Ash back, which is cool. But ooh, he saw the spice. He saw the secret spice. Alright, let's get some Maryland's ticking away here. Now I have 17 ice in my deck. Every time I play this deck, I can't find ice, which is crazy to me because it has 17, which feels like a superfluous amount of ice because I usually play very ice-light decks. So we're going to click to draw. There's a piece of ice. There we go. I don't feel like that's strong enough to just install double advance behind. So I guess, I don't know. I'll jam it on server 1 and just play one of my IPOs while I still can. So Cider is very good. I think what I need next is like a Data Raven would be really dope. Would be really good. Self-growth program. So if he makes a successful run, I can bounce Magnum Opus and Gordian Blade back to his hand, which is pretty cool. Let's try to find some ice. So we're going to click to draw. Oh, I got some ice, I guess. I already have a barrier on my scoring remote. I really want a tag piece of ice there and then maybe a code gate. So I'm just going to put this over HQ and then we're going to play another IPO. Doing the glacier thing. Just icing up. I don't love how slow this deck goes, but I got to remember that like my ice is pretty expensive to get through. I just never play Glacier, so I'm just very bad at it. So he did make a successful run, so I could C-Source Self-Growth Program back both of these cards, but like, why? To what end would I do that, right? I don't feel like that's very good right now because he has enough money to install them both again, and so like I'll slow him down like maybe a turn or two, but I lost a turn in doing it. I don't think that's the right play right now. I'm going to draw. Now we can start talking, right? Because I can C-Source Self-Growth Closed Accounts and lock him out pretty hard of what he's doing here. Oh gosh, I guess I could take a credit and then drop the biotic labor, or I could dump the Akawa project in this remote, but I have a feeling that he's just going to check this remote and I'll just end up losing the Akawa project. So I'm not really sure why. I don't feel like that's a good play. So I'm going to drop the biotic labor. I only have one biotic labor, but it's just there to close out the game. So I kind of saw it earlier than I want. So I don't love that. This is his last click. I can make you spend some money here, right? The first subroutine doesn't matter, but the second and third do, so he has to spend 6 for my 5 if he wants a single access to land, which is pretty gross. There's one of Maker's Eye in this format, so that's pretty good against Tapestry. This is probably where I do this, right? Yeah, I think so. So we're going to C-Source. He has no link, so I got to boost it up to 10. It's strength 3 right now. So we're going to pump it by 7 to get up to 10. This is like the dream combo, right? So then I'm going to self-growth program, and we're going to add these 2 things to his hand, and then I'm going to play closed accounts. Rough. That is the dream combo. So I have 2 closed accounts, 1 self-growth, 1 C-Source in my deck. I can probably jam double advance this Akawa project next turn, even though it's just behind a single piece of ice, because he's in an uncomfortable spot. He's got a battering ram in hand, probably, because he discarded this other one, right? But, so, I mean, what, he's got to spend 7 credits to get in here? That's going to be hard for him to do. He's got a second Magnum Opus, looks like. Ooh, he did have Stimhack, though. Alright, well, let's try it. It's now or never, right? Retrieval run? What? Oh, maybe he's retrieval running the Magnum Opus. That's what it is. Well, I saw the Akawa project, so I got that going for me, right? Do you think I can install double advance and do it again? I might as well try, right? I mean, he's got a good chance of getting this, particularly if he has a Stimhack, because he can just slam down his battering ram and then hack it. Not that he knows what he needs. He's test running for a fam. No. Now, he has to run third click here or else he doesn't steal it. Alright, he did it. I'm not going to bother resing this because I don't want him to know what piece of ice this is, and it's only going to cost him 1 to bypass it anyway. So he's going to steal the Akawa project, but he has to spend a click to do it. Which means this Ash is going to go back on top of my deck. I'm not sure why it's manual, but here we are, right? Draw. Let's put that guy there, and then this taxing centralized, I guess I will put it on HQ. Because I already have a code gate on R&D. And he's on Gordian Blade, right? So, like, he'd be saving a little bit of money. This would be less taxing for him if it was on R&D. Alright, so Resin Maryland campaign. There's something. Click to draw. Let's throw this on R&D and throw this in Circle 1. I might put the tapestry on my scoring remote. I don't know. I don't know where else this could go. Let me think here. Because I could throw it on the tapestry and then scroll the private security force. He's only at 3 credits, but he can go. See, it's just not an end the run ice, right? So, like, I don't love. Oh, let's try it, right? I'm gonna try something here. I've got the Ash in there, and even if he he starts his turn with 5 credits and he's got Magnum Opus, but it's still only 4 clicks, and I feel like he's not going to be able to get in here right now. Even if you like jam down a banner and ram and then like, oh nice, dedicated processor. And then Stimhack. Alright, so let's score this bad boy. And I got a Vitruvius in hand, right? So now I could archive memories for that biotic labor that I got stashed away. And fast advance to victory. That said, I might just be better off jamming this Vitruvius, right? Alright, Spicy Turnpike. He clicked Magnum Opus 3 times to get up enough money to get past the tapestry, and now the Turnpike comes into play. He loses 1. He's got to go fetch his Sentry Breaker. Nanotech breaks it for 1. Alright, so I paid 2. He's got to pay 2. But he really has to do that or else he'll be tagged on his turn. Right? Using dedicated processor to save himself a couple credits. Yeah. Taxing ice, man. Taxing ice doing taxing things. I think, honestly, I think this is safer in the remote. I don't have a ton of money right now. I don't have enough money to protect it in the remote, though. So I think I gotta play Archive Memories for this face down card and then click for 2 credits. I could have Archive Memories for that C-Source, but then what, right? It's not like closed accounts are going to really do anything against him while he's got Magnum Opus on the table. This is another reason why maybe this deck doesn't work super well right now, because the only tag punishment that I have access to is closed accounts, psychographics, and then All-Seeing Eye from Data and Destiny. Like, it's not like a ton to work with, right? So an advantage that I have right now is that he doesn't know what card I just picked back up, because it was face down, right? Biotic Labor. He has no idea. So next turn I should be able to buy a Biotic out of this Vitruvius. And again, normally I would say that it would be really safe in that remote, but I didn't have enough money to res all that ice. Woohoo! Although I didn't get to see the Data Raven Cider Mason Bellamy interaction, I did get to pull off the dream combo of C-Source Closed Accounts Self-Growth Program. So, in that way, I am a winner. Also, I won the game, so in that way, I'm also a winner. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. You guys, you don't want to just watch me chat with this dude for a while. Thanks for tuning in. This is the last week of SOCR4. I imagine that we'll probably start up the 5th season of Stimhack Online Cash Refresh probably after the next data pack, or maybe 2 data packs from now. So that way the meta has enough time to like shake up a little bit. Anyway, as always, it's super fun to cast to y'all. So take it easy. Check out my podcast, Shipment from Shiloh, at shipmentfromshiloh.podomatic.com. It's also on iTunes. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.